Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
See, I don't know about y'all, but like for real, I don't mind being talked about. My problem come in when they start making stuff up. So you can talk about me all you want. It is what it is. You know, it's either I did it or I didn't. I said it or I didn't. Whatever the case is, I don't care. I let whoever think whatever, feel whatever. That's on them. You know what I'm saying? But it's the making up part. It's the lying part. It's the adding on to part that always get me. I don't mind being talked about. It's when y'all start lying that bothers me.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning. Coming from office number 2. I'm telling you, this Saturday, we're driving 12 hours yesterday. I was pooped. I literally walked in, threw the stuff down, and literally came to bed. Didn't wash my face, didn't brush my teeth, just went to bed and went out like a light. 5 minutes after I laid down, I was only just going to lay down just for a minute, right? It always starts that way. We're just going to lay down just for a minute. And then next thing I know, I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning. It was great. It was great. Taste in my mouth, not so much, but I guess I needed the rest. So I ended up waking up and getting on Dolly Vision because he's the one that's up usually late night, right? I mean, if you're up and you don't know what to do, turn the tube on and you'll see Dolly Vision, right? So I'm on the panel with them and I'm talking to them. And apparently he's like, I don't know what you did, but you've got people mad at you about some kids. And I'm thinking, oh, well, was it because I said that the kids out there in Marion County were all involved in crime, and they turned on each other, something like that? And I forgot the conversation we had about, mammals and us being animals, and some of us animals are, and I was actually talking in general. I wasn't specifically talking about children, but either way, I may have said something that may have referenced children. Either way, I digress, right? So apparently we've got a lot of hot, I'm sure it's the same hot mamas that are always hot about anything I say. I'm sure it's not any different people, maybe a few other people like, I can't believe she said that. But I stand by what I say. There are just some human beings out there that, I hate relating it to dogs or cats or other animals, but it doesn't matter, that are just too vicious to survive around the rest of us. And they're making it now like I want to euthanize children. No, I do not. But for the bleeding hearts out there, that think some of these children that can be saved, that do these unthinkable things, you take them home with you. Okay. And you try to rehabilitate them, but don't make the rest of the world have to deal with that type. There are just some people that are dark souls, and it doesn't matter what age they are. If you look at some of the most notable serial killers, a lot of weird dysfunction happened when they were children. So, if it hurts some people's feelings, like I said, stick around. I'll probably, at some point in the history of you knowing me, offend you some way. It's not meant, I speak how I feel. I speak from the heart. And those are things that I truly do feel. If people beat up on me or don't like me for it, it is what it is. I'm not going to change myself to suit other people. I'm not going to do that. So good morning. I am Team Summer. The real me too. Nice to see you here. Just thought I'd take a sip of coffee. Nice to see you. The real me too. Coffee is my curse word. It's the bane of my existence. Help me, Rhonda. Lucky Ducky 65. Skittle Riddle. Carrie. Love being a mama of 4. Oh, that's cute. I bet you do. I bet she's bringing a lot of joy in your world. Kathy S. Cranky Pants is in the house. Is she cranky today, or is she up in a good mood? Well, she's watching Bullhorn Betty, so she's got to be sitting there laughing. Probably spewing a little bit of coffee out the nose. But well, that's okay. That's okay. We'll let her be cranky. No, just joking. Colleen, May, it's nice to see you. Michelle. Who else do we have? We have Kathy, Sepsis. Cindy, Robert's girl, nice to see you here. Steppers in the house. Good morning, beautiful BHB. Well, I'm looking a little bit better because I'm actually awake. I would not let anybody, like, when I wake up and I first wake up, I don't feel alive. So even when I was on Dolly's panel, I wouldn't even show my face. Like, I would have the emoji on there. Like, I've got to have a cup of coffee before I show my face. I don't care about the hair being done. I don't care about the makeup being on. But I got to have at least a cup of coffee in me. We have a cup of coffee in me now, officially. It's officially down the hatch. And we just poured a second cup. Good morning, Dixie, Kentucky girl. Nice to see you. Sweet Pie is in the house. In the house. Sepsis kills. Oh, I hope you're doing good today. I hope you're feeling better. I really do. Struggle is real. It is. It is. It is. Jennifer L. in the house. She's so happy she gets to see a stream. She says she wants to blow this popsicle stand called work. She says she's done with it. She wants her weekends. What? I am Team Summer. Nice to see you. I got your message. Thank you. Oh, and for the people that were sending me messages through Messenger on Bullhorn Betty, I want to apologize to you. I just responded back to like 100 of you guys today. And it's because I was on my private account and I didn't realize my Messenger was on my private account because I also have my mod squad and stuff over there. So communicating with them, I don't pay attention to the little circle down at the bottom. And so I accidentally hit something and I saw this ungodly amount of messages on board Betty, and I switched over there. And I don't think I've been over there in like 2 or 3 weeks. And I am so sorry. So I wrote all you guys back that has been writing me just to apologize that it took me forever to even see your message. I am terribly sorry. I didn't even realize. I'm like just, on go. I didn't even I had no clue. I had no clue. So I apologize about that. But you guys should all have gotten a response from me today. If I missed someone, I'm very, 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 very sorry. So 8:00 is coming up soon. Oh, thank you, Susan. God bless you. Thank you. 8:00 is coming up soon. So I wanted to hear who our first winner is. I am so excited. I really am. I'm hoping one of you beautiful people, I know one of you beautiful people are going to win, but I can't wait to find out who it is. It was so fun. I am so excited. And so this is the first time. Remember I told you I cleaned out the office? Well, I'm still cleaning out the office and still redesigning it. I've been on the road when I'm supposed to get a dolly in there and move some furniture onto the other side of the wall. I haven't done that yet. That's why I'm either in office 1 or office 3. I'm either on the couch or in here. And I'm just struggling. I'm like, no, don't. You keep me here. Don't leave right now. I'm holding on with dear life here today. I'm like, no, I don't want to leave here. It's so comfy. No, right. But we know we have to go help the best friend. So I gotta unattach from this bed, from this office at some point, right? Well, I did. I won't lie to you. I've already gotten up. I've already had coffee, as you know. I already made breakfast. So I'm like good to go. Like I feel alive now. Like yesterday when I walked in this door, I was like, I don't even think I could have formed complete sentences. I really don't. I don't think I could have formed complete sentences. Somebody called me. I didn't even grab my phone, guys. I had no this is how exhausted I was. Now, you guys know I'm like attached to the hip with this. You guys, I've been teased all over Facebook because I do a vape, right? So, and I'm literally attached, and anybody that works with me, I swear to God, ask them. It is no joke. Like if I lose my vape, everything comes to a stop and I got to go to a store. Like you don't want to play with me and my nicotine. I hope one day I can break it. I'm thankful I'm away from the cigarettes, but I really do need to break this habit too. And I'm hoping that this year will be the year, but I didn't put it on the goals list at the beginning of the year. So maybe we'll sneak it on there somehow. I don't know. I'm sick of being attached to this thing. I have to be honest with you. But anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, so I went to bed last night and I left my phone and my vape in my purse in the living room. I want you guys to hear that. I left my phone, the other appendage I have everywhere with me. I left my phone and my vape. When I walked in this door and came into this room, I left everything in my purse. I woke up this morning. I'm like, did I lose another one? I did. I know it's right here. I never go to bed without it. I'm rolling over. I'm getting frustrated this morning. I'm rolling over. I'm like, where the hell is this vape? I know it's right here. And I walk out there and it's still in my purse. And I'm like, I know for a fact I was tired. I was exhausted. They say that's what we hear it is, but I hate to tell you, this doesn't have all the chemicals that are the carcinogenics, which is the cancer-causing agents. So I don't know if these are, I know that there are some that have all that heavy smoke that comes out of them and everything like that. And they talk about popcorn lung, but I really don't think that when this stuff was coming out and that whole popcorn lung, because if you look at it, kids were actually making their own vapes. They were creating their own juices. And I really think that they were doing stuff that wasn't good for them. A lot of these people were not only using the marijuana vapes, but actually using the nicotine vapes, but they were actually using the marijuana vapes that they were themselves making. So it had a lot of controversy with the popcorn lung and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you take a cigarette and you blow into cotton balls, it turns brown and black. You take a vape and blow into cotton balls, there's nothing there. So, and this is a, like an oil that it's mixed with. So it's clean. It is clean burning, and it's a natural oil from my understanding. It's like I don't know exactly what type of oil, but it's like it could be from my understanding a cooking oil. So we consume it anyways. But that's just my opinion, about it. That's from what I've looked into with it. But no, I can tell you that my breathing has improved. The coughing has stopped. There was a lot of things that I was going through that were attributed with traditional smoking that have completely subsided since using the vape. So if you ask me, now what I can tell you about the vape that I don't like is because it's odorless and because it doesn't stink. Where I never smoked in my home. I never, because I didn't want the smell. I never liked the smell of cigarettes. I was just addicted to nicotine because of my childhood, but I hated the smell of cigarettes. So when I was at an office, when I worked for an office, a 9 to 5, whether it was at the lawyer's office or accounting firm or the real estate office, nobody in there ever knew I was a cigarette smoker because when I went to work, I'd always have a patch. I never smoked in my car. I never smoked in my house. So my clothes, my hair, nothing really. The only time you would ever smell it is if I took a break and smoked. And even when I did that, I typically would brush my teeth or put mint in my mouth. It was very hard. Nobody, unless you saw in those years, unless you saw me at a bar, you literally, and usually when I ran into a friend at a bar and they saw a cigarette in my hand, they were literally shocked because they never knew I smoked. But with the vape, it is odorless. And so I'm finding that I smoke in the house now. I smoke in my friends' houses now where I wouldn't have before. I smoke in my car, and so I'm finding that the vape seems to, like it's harder to break because I can really smoke it anywhere without having any kind of those repercussions of the scent. It's the foul odor. So that's where I think that there's more of an issue. But as far as the health, I don't know what it does, but I can tell you that everything that I was suffering from that was related to cigarette smokes have subsided since I stopped smoking cigarettes. And I haven't been sick. Like I don't even get sick. I haven't been sick. I don't, I take better care of myself. Even just a few weeks ago, I was complaining about gaining weight. I'm already starting to lose weight again. Like I've got like 10 more pounds and I got like I gained like 15 pounds this last year. I'm like fell over. I'm like, what? So I actually lost 7. I've been really taking care of myself, drinking lots of fluid, and eating salads and trying to, really watch what I eat, especially on the days. It's not the days that I'm out and active, really out in the field. It's when I'm here, when I'm here and I have like, it's just for idle hands. If I was out working or out, I wouldn't be hungry, but because I'm here and I'm watching paint peel, right? Right. I'm either reading something, but I'm watching paint peel. It's hard not to crave or want to do something with your hands, especially when you're reading. Like you're just reading and researching. And some of these things I read take me, an hour to read through. Guys, give me just a second. We're going to read, before we get started this morning, we're going to read a little bit of the language of letting go. What time is it? We should be getting it. We're close. Well, hold on. Let me get over to the site real quick because we are right at 8 a.m. And I want to see who the winner is. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. All right. Select winner. Drum roll, please. It's not doing it yet. So its time is off. I hope this is not on a different time zone than our time zone. That would suck because it's 8 a.m. Oh no, it's 7:59. It's not letting me pull. Like it will not let me pull a winner until it's exactly 8 o'clock. It's telling me that it's not time yet. How can it tell me what to do? All right, so I'm going to go turn the air conditioning down just ever so slightly, and then I'll be right back. And then we're going to read the language of letting go. And hopefully by that time, we can pull the stinking winner. Maybe the machine will let me pull the winner. I don't know. I don't know if I just get excited because I almost cold this morning. I was almost cold this morning. And so I didn't turn the air conditioning down. But literally like 5 seconds into this live, I felt like I was, I started getting warm. And I know it's not a hot flash, guys. Don't be jinxing me with this thing, because every time I say something like that, everybody's like, "You're having a hot flash," and I'm like, "I'm not burning from the inside out. I'm not having a hot flash. I'm just hot." Mad chatter in the house. Med gas guy, nice to see you. Luther, I hope I said hi to everybody. I probably didn't. I probably just glossed over and started yapping again, right? So everybody that's here, we have 238 people in the chat. So don't forget to give Bullhorn Betty and the mods that keep this chat, going and nice. Like, they take care of all the crap that comes in here. So if you guys enjoy your time here and you love, talking and hanging out like this, we're not really going, we're going to touch on a few cases, but we're not really going to go into case discussions, because as you can imagine, I've been on the road and in the field for the last week. So I haven't had time to research. And when I came in last night, I literally dropped. I dropped like a bag of potatoes. I was done. D-O-N-E. I was toasty and I was done. Right? Toasted, I should probably say. So I actually was reading I was trying to figure out which language of letting go I wanted to read this morning, right? This is our traditional one that we go through every year. I want to get back to the language of letting go. So I read both of them. Both of them were great. Both of them were awesome. I love the reads out of both of them. Different, kind of in the same realm. But I like this journal one today. And I thought it really, sometimes you read things and it's like, what, that's one's speaking to me. That message is speaking to me. So if it's speaking to me, this is the one I need to read, because if it's speaking to me, it's going to speak to somebody else out there, right? And for April 15th in the Journal of Language of Letting Go, it's about communication. Interesting, right? That's all we ever do on here is communicate. We communicate by chat. We communicate by phone. We communicate by lives and panels and things like that. So communication really is key in life in general, no matter what kind of communication it is, whether it's good communication or bad communication. So I wanted to read this. It says, part of owning our power is learning to communicate clearly, directly, and assertively. We don't have to beat around the bush in our conversations to control the reaction of others. Guilt-producing comments to produce guilt. We don't have to fix or take care of people with our words. We can't expect others to take care of us with their words either. We can settle for being heard and accepted, and we can respectfully listen to what others have to say. Hinting at what we need doesn't work. Others can't read our minds. They're likely to resent our indirectness, right? And I have experienced that before. I have resented people for them failing to be direct with me and beating around the bush and me not knowing what's going on in their world, what's going on in their brain. You have a long history with this person and it's like you're looking at them and you don't even know who they are. And it's because they're not expressing themselves. They're not communicating with you. And their indirectness is causing resentment that you have toward them. The best way to take responsibility for what we want to ask for is to ask for it directly. And we can insist on directness of others. If we need to say no to a particular request, we can. If someone is trying to control us through a conversation, we can refuse to participate. Acknowledging feelings such as disappointment or anger directly, instead of making people guess at our feelings or having our feelings come out in other ways, is part of responsible communicating. So when you hurt your feelings, you should say somebody hurt your feelings. You shouldn't bottle that up and be passive aggressive, slam the door and say nothing's wrong. People are not mind readers, right? We can ask for information and use words to forge a closer connection, but we don't have to take people around the block with our conversations. We don't have to listen We don't have to listen to or participate in nonsense. We can say what we want, stop when we're done. Today, I will communicate clearly, directly in my conversations with others. I will strive to avoid manipulative, indirect, and guilt producing statements. I can be tactful and gentle whenever possible, and I can be assertive as necessary. So, with that being said, let me take this message for today and say that I do not speak freely for everybody else. I speak freely for myself. If people don't like what I say, they don't have to like what I say. That doesn't mean I need to say it any different way. Even with the kids, the euthanization, I was kind of collectively talking about human beings in a general sense, not age difference or anything like that. At least that was my intent. But either way, it's about humans of all ages. So, I mean, obviously I'm not talking about babies and, young children, but, 13, 14, 15 kids that can do some real harm to people and are just messed up beyond repair. But I'm not going to harp on it. And people don't have to agree with me. I'm just one person. That's my opinion. If they have different opinions, they are more than welcome to speak it. I never spoke that opinion nasty. I never yelled at anybody or screamed it. It was said in a conversation type of mentality, just talking and speaking about some uncomfortable topics people don't typically want to discuss. I'm one of those people that don't mind going into those areas and discussing them. When I have the way, at 43 years old, I'm kind of set in my ways. There's not really a whole lot. Like, I can learn new programs on the computer, and I can learn new ways to deal with different stresses, but my mentality and who I am as a person at this point is probably not going to change very much. And I think everybody that comes here and loves me and watches this channel also knows that I speak my mind, I speak freely, and I speak about uncomfortable topics at times. Some of those topics offend people. And, if I worried about every person's feelings on here, then I would never be able to express what's on my mind, because everybody's going to be insensitive about some type of topic that we will discuss on this channel. And there's just no way, ifs, ands, or buts around it. That's just where it is. And for all those people that want to take kids, and I'm talking about under the age of 18, I'm not talking about little babies, I'm not talking about toddlers, I'm talking about these kids that have tattoos on their face, that want to murder everybody in sight, that are just hardwired wrong. And I also want to talk about that in an adult. Those are the groups of people I am speaking of. And yes, I do believe that there are people out there that are unrehabilitated. They will never be rehabilitated in our lifetime. And they are such a threat to society, they can't walk among us. So what do? For animals, we pity them and we put them down when we know that they can never freely roam the world again safely. But somehow, when it comes to human beings, we house them knowing they can never, ever walk amongst us again. And we pay millions and millions of tax dollars for what? What kind of life is that for that person? And what kind of life is it for the rest of us? Because as you're knowing, these cases are becoming more and more problematic. And maybe it's because we're being too easy on these really horrible people that do unthinkable things to people like me and you. Normal people that are just trying to have a life, and they're snuffing them out for some twisted, demented reason. That's petty. So the people that are upset with that, when these people get out, you rehabilitate them. You take them home with you. Okay? Since you know how to do it and you can do it so well, then you take them. I bet you won't. You want the rest of us to have to deal with it because you have the bleeding heart. I'm not that person. I speak my mind. I tell it the truth as I see it. I give you guys, when we talk about true crime cases, I give you guys all the factual stuff. We speculate on that. But what's not going to happen is people are not going to browbeat me into changing who I am. They're not going to make me feel bad for making the statements as I believe them. And if somebody has a problem with something I'm saying for myself, that's their problem to have, but definitely not something I need to shoulder or worry with. So I think everybody that watches me understood exactly what I said. I'm not out to kill kids, nor am I out to kill people, but we do have laws that I think are unfair toward kids, people that are like Dolly was talking about. These children that are charged as adults should have full adult punishments. They shouldn't be sheltered from, if they are being charged as an adult, they should have adult sentences. And if that means DP, that means DP. That's the point I was trying to make. And again, that's my opinion. The Supreme Court has ruled on this, saying, hey, you can't DP a minor. That you can do life imprisonment, but it's unconstitutional to DP a minor. I just totally disagree with that that statement. And I don't disagree with it because I like killing. I disagree with it because I am sick and tired of bleeding hearts. You're not the victim. Most of these people that fight for these laws have never experienced what these animals have done. There's a lot of people that I have met with that have lost everything because of somebody else. And it's usually senseless. It's usually unprovoked. And they have to live with that every day. And all they want is justice for their loved one. And they don't feel that they get it when that animal gets to live and breathe. Some feel that them being in jail, but that not all of them, right? Not all of them. And I really truly believe it should be up to the victim's family what sentence the person gets. That's their family. That's their family. So that's just how I feel. And if people don't like it, they don't have to like it. I'm not here to worry about what everybody else's feelings are. Nobody's ever worried about mine, right? So trust me, I'm not going to be worrying about anybody else's. And I say this blanketly, if you don't like what the content that's coming from this channel, you don't have to watch it. I do a lot of great work. We do searches. We post flyers. We go out there. We sweat for days. Just like yesterday. I mean, I drove 12 hours yesterday. 12 hours. That wasn't even the time I was in Savannah, Georgia, just for a courthouse to be canceled, our court hearing to be canceled and moved. It was a lot of work. I'll do it again. It was worth every minute of it. When it comes to advocating for, I'll be there whatever I can be there. If it's humanly possible for me to be at that trial for Leilani, I will. I will be at every motion hearing. That is what I promised my audience, and I've been very dedicated to that cause. Now, if there's something that goes on when I've already got other plans, that's out of my control. But if I can humanly be there, it's only 6.5 hours away. I will be there. I will definitely be there. So let's see if it'll let me pick a winner. Let's see, winner, chicken dinner. If it doesn't let me pick a winner, I'm going to go crazy. Select a winner. Drum roll, please. Oh, it's letting me pick. It's letting me pick. Randomly select a winner. Okay, guys. Guys, cross your fingers. Here it is. Here it is. I'm pushing the button right now. Margaret is the winner. You should have your email. It is your ID was the last number 2560. Margaret is our winner. Chicken dinner. I don't know what your username is on here, but you should be getting an email. Please get a hold of Sonia. And Sonia, go ahead. Once she decides whether she gets the hat or the shirt, I don't know what she's going to do. And I know there's a price difference there. Just let me know the total cost and get her that out. I'm so happy. So congratulations, Margaret. You are our very first winner for the giveaway for the shirt. I am so happy. I was excited. I'm like, because I'm just like sitting here just, that was great. So the anticipation was much waited. I know it doesn't allow you guys to give your usernames for YouTube. I know that we have to do it all, above board and stuff. So I didn't want to say last names or anything like that, but definitely wanted to make sure that we got that we got something to you. So I was really pleased with that, guys. This was awesome. This was super awesome. So as you can see, I'm like beet red, right? Because I was like, oh my gosh, it won't let me pull a winner. It won't let me pull a winner. And I'm like, what? And then I'm starting to think, I could have sworn it asked me what time zone I was in. Was I, what country and time zone I was in. So it might have something to do with that too. So very, very happy. And then Margaret, if you do, what you might want to do if you're watching, you'll get the email that you're the winner from the system. Email me your information and I'll get it over to Sonia to reach out to you and start working on your order. So, yay! And one of the rules is when you get your shirt, you have to take a picture with your shirt. If you don't want to show your face, cut your face off or blur it out or mark through it or whatever. But I want a picture with you and your Bullhorn Betty shirt. So God bless you guys. I'm so happy. That was such a success and we exceeded. Like I set I didn't know how, this is our first one. I didn't want to go like way crazy with it. But we met our expectation and we exceeded our expectations. So that one creator said giveaway was lottery thing yesterday. I was like, how is giving away a t-shirt a legal lottery? People will say anything. Well, typically because they don't understand the law first and foremost, and that's a key problem. Secondly, it does depend on what state you're in, whether gambling is illegal or not. The loophole in the nuance is it being online in the state of Florida, and they specifically state that in the rules. As long as it's online, they can't. And they also state very specifically in that law they're not looking for individuals. They're looking for illegal gambling rinks. So if they just actually took the time to research everything, they would understand very clearly that online is perfectly legal in the state of Florida and in most states across the country because it's something they can't really regulate. So I think that's the reason why they don't do anything for the online stuff. But if I had a gambling house here, yeah, they'd have some meat to that bone. But these people don't know what they're reading. And again, it comes back to that. A lot of people on here are trying to tell people what the law is, and they don't even have a high school education or barely a high school education. And they truly are poisoning a lot of people's minds on here, thinking that certain things, and they have literally no idea what they're talking about. So for example, I, as a paralegal, did a lot of legal filings. Even an attorney, every now and then will probably look or hear something I said, and they'll say, well, that's not exactly how it works. So, even then, legal theory, people's interpretation of the law does change from one person to another. And that's why they go to court and have a judge presiding over it, telling them which side is correct in the law and in reading of the law. And that's basically what court is all about, what civil court is all about. So, like contracts and torts and stuff like that, torts are more in line of who was at fault, right? So there's just a lot of stuff and a lot of nuances. And say somebody in criminal law may apply a law differently than say somebody that's in civil law. And trust me, there are some things that you're like, well, why would anybody in civil law be looking at criminal law? Because there are some rulings that do affect both civil and criminal, especially in process. Like if it's a case that was, appealed or something on a process, that would probably be across the board on criminal and civil. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. These people need to get a legal education and understand that. I mean, they can get, take little law courses online and learn a little bit more than they already know, but they don't want to do the work. That's the problem with them. They don't want to do the work. And even now, most of them don't want to do the work. They replicate other people's work. And that's what they start spitting out of their mouth, what they found on google.com, because they refuse to get off their butt and do any actual work themselves. They think sleuthing online or sleuthing for articles for this stuff is sleuthing. That's not. It's work. It's getting into the weeds. It's getting into people. It's finding out where these people are and who do they know. There's a lot more into this. And these people have, they want to point the finger and say, we're a joke. There's people like me that's looking over there saying, okay, and where did you graduate? They actually called my college, the university I graduated from, to see if I went there. None of them even have a college education. And they're calling my college to see if I ever went there. And they're trying to get my private transcripts from my college. Those were denied to them. But I did graduate, and I have my transcripts here and to order them and produce them. I will be taking obviously some information up, but everything I've ever said about that is absolutely correct. It's a 3.67 GPA. I graduated on Dean's List. I graduated in the top 2% of my class. If you look at my graduation photo, those gold tassels that are around my robe, that's because I graduated in the top 2% of my class. Okay, 2%. That's what those gold tassels were for. Not the top 10%, the top 2% of my class. So everything I've said about that has been absolutely correct. But they still, nothing I said. They want to try to prove, and you're talking about people that didn't even go to college. I'm surprised they even know how to look up the college or even work a phone. Why are they worried? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go to college first before you worry about what I made in college? You actually have to pass a course, just to let you know. You can't drop out. They still charge you, mine was a private college. So, 2 years was like 50 grand. I should have went, that was half of my law degree, if I was thinking correctly. But they had the night classes. They were the only ones offering the night classes. So I had to pay an arm and a leg to work full time and go to night classes because I'm that kind of woman. I've been working since I was 14 years old. These girls got nothing on me. They got nothing on me. Graduating from college was such a great day. It was for me. It was for me. I was happy for it to be over. I was happy for it to be over. But you know what? It was crazy because I was working for a CPA firm. I was a bookkeeper, seasoned bookkeeper, and dealing with financial statement, profit and loss statements and things like that, of that nature. And I was going to college because, since I was a little girl, law has always intrigued me. From my mom could tell you, I was Matlock, Perry Mason, Columbo junkie. And good Lord, when forensic files came to town, I was like, I was forensic filed out. I watched every forensic file I loved the science and that was a game changer. And then comes the first 48 hours. And oh my God, I was freaking in heaven. So I've always had this passion for law, even as a young child. And so even when I was making good money working for a CPA, I could have went in there and actually got my accounting degree in the same time because of the experience I had in the same time that I would have gotten the paralegal degree. And I ended up not doing the accounting because it wasn't my passion. So I ended up doing the paralegal degree. I went to work. I was making less as being a paralegal when I first started out than I was working in an accounting firm. So I'm like, and I'm struggling, like barely put pinching two nickels together. And I'm just like, I'm balancing whether I want to stay at this job or go back to the accounting firm because it was killing me. It was killing me. But you have to get, have the experience. When you're fresh out of college, nobody wants to pay you anything because they got to train you. The book stuff is just for the state. You still got to learn all this stuff. You still have to have on-site training or, on the job training. There's a lot of ways. And not only that, but attorneys from one attorney to another does things completely different. They have their own style of doing things, researching, preparing the pleadings, everything. It's just different from one attorney to the next. And they could both be in the same town and still do things just completely opposite. So I there for a while, I wondered if I made the right decision. It was a struggle. But I've always bounced between the accounting and the legal for a really long time, because I'm most proficient in accounting and most proficient in legal. So, and I do have like when I was selling insurance, I went to the CNA class because I sold a lot of long-term care stuff, and I wanted to kind of understand, because I had to explain a lot of stuff to my clients about the insurance and what it covers and how it works. So I actually took a CNA class so I could be, more proficient in that. And it also gave me something that I could use as a backup should anything happen, right? So I've always been educated. I always figured if I get educated in all these different things, and I don't need to master them, I just need to know them, right? Jackie of all trades, not a master of none, right? And so now, no matter what I do, what environment I'm in, this entire country can go down to the chute, and you're still going to need, nurses. You're still going to need attorneys. You're still going to need accountants. Right? No matter how crappy the world gets, you're still going to need them. So I figured no matter what, I'll be good to go. I'll always be employable, right? I'll always be employable. I don't know after this YouTube thing. But I feel like I'll always be employable. Who knows? Right? So anyways, I'm really excited that Margaret got it. We're not going to be on here. It's already been, it's close to an hour. So I'm going to let you guys go. Like many of you guys know, I was just coming on here just to hang out with you guys for a little bit. I've got to get ready and head over to my BFF's house. That's the whole reason why I rushed back here to be here Saturday. I've got to help her with something. So, and this bed is feeling really comfortable. And I feel like if I stay in it too much longer, I'm not going to want to get out. And then she's going to be even madder at me. And then I'm going to be mad at myself because I just drove myself ragged yesterday, literally ragged, to make sure I was here so I could go help her this morning. So anyways, guys, I love you. Have a happy Saturday. I wasn't planning on going live tomorrow, but since I kind of cut you guys short today, I probably will. So I don't know if, did I see Sonia in here? If one of my mods could let Sonia know we do have a winner, and I'm waiting for that winner to reach me so we can get all the information necessary and what they want so she can get the shirt and everything off to shirt or hat. And just to let you know, the winner, you can pick whatever Bullhorn Betty line she has. If she has something else, anything Bullhorn Betty, you can pick, and we'll take care of the cost of producing and the production of that, and then the shipping. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to hear about it. The experience with Sonia's company, because she's so good, and I love it. I love that we're getting it from her, and love to see how you like the shirt. So, and a picture. We got to have a picture. So congratulations, Margaret, whoever you are on here. I can't believe you won, but congratulations, and can't wait to get this to you. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Don't forget. You know what? Before we leave, remember we had the other language of letting go, right? And I didn't read it. I didn't read it yet to you guys. And I was hesitant whether to read it because the communication one was so good and so powerful that I was like, maybe that should be it. But something is calling my name and saying that I need to read this one as well. So I'm going to read our normal traditional Language of Letting Go book for April 15th. And it says, say what you can't have. Why is it, one man asked, that if I walk into a room with 100 women, the one I'm attracted to will either be engaged or engaged to someone else or live across the country? Will someone please explain this to me? I laughed when he asked the question. Although he wasn't trying to be funny, many people find themselves enamored with what they can't have. His question struck a chord because I'm one of them. Unavailability and not being able to have what you want, although painful, can be deliciously enticing in many ways. That miserable, deprived place feels so comfortable and familiar to us. even though we know where it leads to letdown, loneliness, sitting by the phone. We'll let that feeling lead us around by the nose. Wanting what we can't have is a universal dilemma. It's so easy to conjure up fantasies about how delicious it would be if we could only have that, or even though we know we never could. Then we don't have to deal with what we have. And we don't have to face issues like intimacy, commitment, and love. Learn to recognize longing and yearning for what we can't have. Ask for the courage and the wisdom to learn about the true delights of available. I will say available. If we begin yearning for something we can't have, we don't have to take ourselves so seriously. We can see it for what it is. Just enjoy a good laugh at ourselves. God help me stop sabotaging myself. So another great passage or devotional meditation. So wanted you guys to hear that. So we had two great messages today from the language of letting go. One from our journal about communication and letting people, be direct. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't hide around the bush. Don't sugarcoat anything. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to worry about other people's feelings because other people's don't really worry about yours. And they don't have to. And I think that was a beautiful message from the language of letting go, and then not taking ourselves so seriously, and learning to enjoy what we, if we see what we can't have, enjoy it and let it be what it is and let it go, right? So great messages, like them. So I hope those were beneficial to somebody in the chat. Now I'm officially signing off for the day. So I love you. God bless you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Good day and God bless.